Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, dear participants, dear colleagues. We hope everyone is well connected. We would like to remind you that simultaneous translation will work during the whole time, and we ask you not to turn off the original sound and to select English or Russian language in the settings in the bottom of the screen, the globe icon. Дорогие участники, мы надеемся, что все подключились. Напоминаем, на протяжении всей нашей встречи работает синхронный перевод. Не отключайте оригинальный звук и выберите английский или русский язык на нижней строке панели, иконка глобуса. Please do it right now. Good afternoon again, dear participants of the second online meeting of the Creative Cooperation Program UNESCO Creative Cities of BRICS countries, Art Together. I am glad to welcome you from the studio located in the Russian city of Oleanosk. My name is Diana Kovela. I am the program director of the Russia BRICS Youth Project Office and the deputy head of Creative Industries Foundation of the Oleanosk region. And now I would like to ask you introduce yourself and to write in our Zoom chat what your name is, what country you represent, what your activity is, and your contact information. Please do it. Your name, your country, your activity, and your contact information. And now let me continue. The organizers of the program are the Non-Profit Organization Center for Innovation and Communications, the Russia BRICS Youth Project Office, and the Alexander Gorchakov Public Diplomacy Fund. Dear participants, today is our second meeting within the framework of the Creative Cooperation Program UNESCO Creative Cities of BRICS countries, Art Together. There are 6 online meetings from July to December 2022 we plan to hold. Within the framework of the program, 40 experts share the successful experience of the communities of their cities, which are part of the UNESCO network. Today, we will meet 6 experts who will present their creative cities. After each expert's speeches, I will read out your questions that you can ask in the Zoom chat. Based on the materials of the program, an electronic booklet will be published with a description of successful cases and information about the project participants. We will certainly send with this booklet to your email and to your municipalities in December. Our second meeting is called How the UNESCO Status Helps to Promote the Territory Image, and our first speaker represents the city of João Pessoa, Marina Ribeiro Barbosa Gaudencio, the head of International Affairs Office in the Municipal Government of João Pessoa, Paraíba. She is also the focal point of the creative city of João Pessoa, city of craft and folk art, Brazil. Please stick to the timing, 10 minutes. Please, Marina, the floor is yours.
Good morning. Are you listening? It's a pleasure to be here. And I want to introduce you my presentation with a video from the city that I'm talking about. So I want to introduce my presentation with video, but I don't know if it's with my connection, it's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna talk about how the UNESCO status helps to promote the image of João Pessoa. So the name of my city, João Pessoa, is located in Brazil. Is a creative city of craft and folk arts. João Pessoa is the major port city and the capital of the state of Paraíba, with a population of 9,000 people, and is known like a sun gate, being located most eastern point of Brazil. João Pessoa is the main regional trade center for craft production, including pottery, embroidery, and crochet. The city received the title of Creative City by the Unesco in 2017, appointing João Pessoa as a Brazilian city of handicrafts. The UNESCO seals to João Pessoa ends up to becoming the way to promote the city as a qualified tourism destination, and in the context of it is a creative city. And João Pessoa, just let me here. I wanted to show the video, but it's not working. But I could share the photos and everything with you in the end of the presentation. Over the years, the population of João Pessoa have had access of various initiatives aimed at incorporate the concepts of creative city and innovation as a new paradigms of the UNCCN city, improving self-esteem and a sense of belonging in its citizens. João Pessoa became the main commercialization window for handcraft in Paraíba through the creation of the Celeiro Criativo. João Pessoa's municipal government implemented all the proposals presented in its candidates' dossiers.
Let me remind also that Marina is represent the João Pessoa, is a creative city of craft and folk arts, Brazil. And Marina is the head of International Affairs Office in the municipal government of João Pessoa, Paraíba. Marina has some trouble, and maybe a bit later we can give her the floor again. Let me remind all the participants that this was the part of presentation of a Brazilian city of João Pessoa. Dear friends, if you have any questions or suggestions on cooperation, you may write them during the speaker's presentation in the Zoom chat. I would like to emphasize that our program is aimed at stimulating intellectual interaction between participating cities, exchanging experience in the field of culture and art, and implementing joint international projects. And now we're going to Russia to find out why the city of Kazan has entered the UNESCO Creative Cities Network and how the status of a UNESCO Creative City helps to promote the region. Let me present our next speaker, Regina Kozenko, Chief Specialist of the International Cooperation Department of the International and Intermunicipal Relations Office of the Kazan City Duma, Curator of Kazan activities within the UNESCO Creative Cities Network membership. Kazan, City of Music, Russia.
Добрый день, уважаемые коллеги. Надеюсь, вы меня всех хорошо слышите. Я рада приветствовать всех участников форума из города Казани, столицы Республики Татарстан. И прежде всего, позвольте поблагодарить организаторов за приглашение принять участие в работе этой уникальной площадки, которая объединила на своих полях креативные города стран БРИКС и возможность поделиться опытом города Казани в рамках членства в сети творческих городов ЮНЕСКО. На протяжении многих лет Казань активно сотрудничает со многими международными организациями. Наш город трижды был отмечен особым вниманием ЮНЕСКО, и мы высоко это ценим. В 2000 году Казанский Кремль вошел в список объектов всемирного наследия. В 2019 году Казань присоединилась к сети творческих городов по направлению музыка, а в 2020 году мы стали участниками глобальной сети обучающихся городов ЮНЕСКО. Казань, которой в этом году исполняется 1017 лет, это поистине удивительное место. Здесь гармонично соединяются восточные и западные традиции, слава прошлого и энергия настоящего. А еще это одна из самых многонациональных территорий России. В нашем городе в мире и согласии проживают представители более 115 национальностей. Идет постоянный диалог культур и религий. Сегодня, когда вопрос мирного существования нескольких конфессий как нельзя остро стоит во многих странах, в Казани повсюду можно встретить всего в нескольких метрах друг от друга мусульманские минареты и златоглавые христианские купола. А представители разных этносов и конфессий дружно живут в одной семье. Все это и составляет секрет удивительного музыкального богатства Казани. Бережное отношение к наследию предков с одной стороны и взаимное обогащение культур разных народов с другой. Если многие города, желая стать участниками ССН, провели большую подготовительную работу, то нам в этом отношении очень повезло. Казань обладает развитой музыкальной инфраструктурой, а событийный календарь расписан на годы вперед. При составлении заявки мы просто проанализировали, систематизировали и взглянули с новой точки зрения на уже имеющиеся у нас ресурсы. Исторически Казань является одним из центров культуры и искусств в России. Здесь родились и творили известные деятели культуры, вписавшие свои имена в историю мировой музыки. Это великий певец Федор Шаляпин, композиторы Мили Балакиров, Софья Губайдуллина, Салих Сайдашев, Фарид Ярулин, джазовый музыкант Олег Лунгстром, пианист Михаил Плетнев, оперные дива Альбина Шагимуратова и Аида Гарифуллина, а также многие-многие другие. Ежегодно Казань проводит большое количество международных музыкальных фестивалей. Конечно, наиболее знаменитыми из них являются фестиваль классического балета имени Рудольфа Нуриева и Международный оперный фестиваль имени Федора Шаляпина. Но не менее популярными и красочными являются культурно-благотворительный фестиваль для особенных детей «Добрая волна», Казанский международный фестиваль мусульманского кино, Международный фестиваль импровизационной музыки «Джаз» в усадьбе Сандецкого. И это далеко не полный список наших фестивалей. Казань музыкальная совмещает в себе самые разные черты, от проверенной временем классики до смелого авангарда. Государственный большой концертный зал имени Салиха Сайдашева знают любители классической музыки по всей стране. Здесь каждый год проходит международный фестиваль «Пиано-форум», Международная хоровая ассамблея, концертные сезоны Государственного симфонического оркестра Республики Татарстан, выступление камерного оркестра «Ля Примавера», а еще легендарный концертный зал принимает в своих стенах мой любимый международный фестиваль классической музыки имени Сергея Рахманинова «Белая сирень» и международный фестиваль современной музыки «Конкордия» имени Софьи Губайдуллиной. Для истинных ценителей театральной жизни наш город готов предложить к посещению современные постановки и представления не только на русском, но и на татарском языке, с возможностью просмотра с синхронным переводом, в том числе и на английском языке, классические постановки оперы и балета и, конечно же, огромное количество детских постановок. Но вот так сложилось, что вступление Казани в сеть творческих городов и первый опыт работы в ней совпали с началом пандемии. Но даже в этих условиях мы старались поддерживать инициативы сети. Казань регулярно принимает участие в проекте Unesco Creative Cities Response to COVID-19, по результатам которого секретариатом ЮНЕСКО публикуются соответствующие доклады о мерах, предпринятых участниками сети творческих городов в ответ на вызовы глобальной пандемии. Нами были представлены программы для разных групп населения, созданные как муниципалитетом, так и творческим комьюнити и обычными жителями. Это готовые концепции, которые могут быть реализованы практически в любом городе. Как вам известно, в 2020 году состоялось празднование 250-й годовщины со дня рождения великого композитора Людвига ван Бетховена. В сети творческих городов в честь этого торжественного события был организован большой онлайн-концерт с участием музыкантов из 15 городов и 5 континентов. Город Казань представляли студенты Казанской государственной консерватории имени Жиганова. Это победители Всероссийского конкурса молодых исполнителей. В июне 2020 года Казань впервые стала участником международного фестиваля Untitled Chapter, который проводится ежегодно в день летнего солнцестояния. И в этот год в связи с особенной технологической ситуацией формат музыкального праздника трансформировался в 12-часовой глобальный онлайн-концерт. Это было, конечно, незабываемо. В этом концерте приняли участие коллективы из 25 городов мира, из таких стран, как Россия, Великобритания, Германия, Чехия, Колумбия, Австралия и так далее. Наш город на фестивале представлял танцевальный ансамбль «Казань». А в 2021 году на фестивале «Untitled Chapter», который получил название «Путешествие барабана», выступил уникальный казанский оркестр инуэнда. Все музыканты этого оркестра – это ученики и учителя музыкальных школ города. Представители Казани всегда принимают с удовольствием участие во всех концертах. Также мы участвуем в онлайн-встрече музыкального кластера, где мы планируем предстоящие и обсуждаем уже состоявшиеся мероприятия, обмениваемся опытом в решении насущных вопросов. Информацию о нашей работе мы размещаем на странице сайта сети музыкальных городов ЮНЕСКО на английском языке, с тем, чтобы любой желающий мог с ней ознакомиться. Нам очень приятно, что Казань была упомянута среди активных участников сети творческих городов ЮНЕСКО на 14-й ежегодной конференции UCCN, которая прошла в этом году не так давно, в июле, в бразильском городе в Сантосе. Безусловно, участие в этой сети особо ценным является для молодых начинающих музыкантов. Это возможность представить себя на международном уровне в самом начале пути и добиться лучших результатов. Для города это новые вызовы и перспективы, позволяющие сделать культуру и творчество движущей силой устойчивого развития и стимулировать инновации, содействовать социальной сплоченности и межкультурному диалогу. Каждый город сети UCCN считает, что культуре принадлежит не вспомогательная, а главенствующая роль в их стратегиях развития. И мы не исключение. Прошу перейти на 21 слайд, маленечко тормозим с презентацией. Включение в любую сеть или список ЮНЕСКО – это большая честь, это признается во всем мире. Каждое наше мероприятие, которое проходит под эгидой ЮНЕСКО после вступления в сеть креативных городов, привлекает к себе особое внимание. Одним из наших флагманских проектов в сети творческих городов является ежегодный международный фестиваль народно-песенного танцевального искусства «Казанское СЛГС» или «Казанское полотенце». В этом году он состоится уже 7-й раз. Целью конкурса является сохранять и развивать народное песенно-танцевальное искусство всех стран мира. В 2021 году участниками фестиваля стали более 3000 человек из России, Турции, Китая, Японии, Великобритании, Болгарии, Канады и других стран. И, пользуясь случаем, безусловно, хочу пригласить исполнителей танцевальные и песенные коллективы городов сети принять участие в 7-м международном фестивале-конкурсе «Казанское СЛГС» или «Казанское полотенце». Для этого необходимо подать заявку на электронную почту фестиваля. Почту вы видите на странице своей, да, спасибо, что вернулись. Участие бесплатное, мероприятие пройдет в онлайн и офлайн форматах, ограничений по возрасту нет. Безусловно, язык музыки и язык искусства понятен каждому человеку в любой стране, независимо от национальности, возраста, цвета кожи. Я уверена, что, объединив наши усилия, мы сможем сделать жизнь наших городов лучше и интереснее. Хочу пожелать всем нам множества совместных креативных проектов. Добро пожаловать в Казань и спасибо вам за внимание.
Регина, какие форматы взаимодействия у вас есть с российскими креативными городами ЮНЕСКО и с зарубежными?
Как я уже сказала ранее, да, вступление в сеть наше совпало с пандемией, поэтому все форматы у нас сейчас идут в онлайн-режиме. Мы, безусловно, стараемся максимально участвовать в проектах музыкального кластера. Ну, наш опыт вы уже увидели, я о нем уже рассказала. И надеемся, впереди нас ждет много интересных перспектив. Мы с радостью приедем, поучаствуем лично.
Thank you, Regina. Thank you so much. Dear participants, the UNESCO Creative Cities Network was established in 2004 Currently, the program unites almost 300 cities from 80 countries of the world, representing one of 7 areas: gastronomy, decorative and applied arts and folk art, design, cinematography, literature, digital art, and music. And now I give the floor to our next speaker, Daolan Merhali, a Chinese language teacher. He will tell us about Nanjing, City of Literature, China.
Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be here. Can you see me? Yeah, my name is Daolan Merhali. I'm Chinese language teacher. I come from China. Today it's okay. I want to show my presentation. Today I'm going to show I'm going to represent my favorite Chinese city, Nanjing. Nanjing is the city of literature. As at first, I want to start with some pictures of tourist attractions of Nanjing. This is Nanjing. Nanjing is a city that have historical parts and the modern parts. And Nanjing is a city is considered as city on the river, and the river also in the city. So that means there are so many rivers and in the city, and also in the city we have so many mountains. So I want to see that nature of Nanjing is so great. Nanjing lies in the southern part of China. First of all, I want to show some pictures. This is first pictures. That's Qinghuaihe. This tourist attraction lies in the historical part of Nanjing. Next photo is 天地正气. This kind of historical building is also lies in the center of Nanjing. Next, this photo is also the historical place of Nanjing, where lies in the center of the city. Next photo is this kind of Chinese palace that was built in Ming Dynasty. That means 300 years ago. And the next photo is a statue of a Buddha. Next one is also the great palace that's named the Ming Dynasty. And this is the most popular tourist attraction of Nanjing is Zhongshanling. Nanjing is a city of literature. I want to say that Nanjing is one of the most well-known Chinese cities all over the world. And Nanjing is a city with more than 1,800 years of history. Nanjing has served as the national capital for 6 Chinese dynasties over 500 years. Nanjing is also famous as International City of Peace. It should be remembered that Nanjing has experienced so many historical moments during the history of China. Nanjing also has a prominent place in Chinese history and culture. Now this is also the main city in the south part of China. And I want to also see tourism and the culture of literature in this city is so rich. And it should be mentioned that during the World War II, Nanjing has experienced the largest pain in China because in this city, more than 3,100 Chinese people were killed by Japanese fascists. So people in Nanjing peace, values peace greatly, because in this city people know how important to be peaceful. You can see this kind of photo. On October 31st, 2019, Nanjing has won the status of City of Literature of UNESCO. Literary tradition of Nanjing is so, I'd say, so long and rich. We can look back to the AD 436. Chinese first literature education institution, Literature Academy, was established in Nanjing. And secondly, Chinese first landscape literature school, landscape poetry school, was also built in Nanjing. Thirdly, Chinese first monograph on poetic theory, a study on classes of poetry, also was written in Nanjing. Fourthly, China's first criticism work on literature theory, the literary minds and the carving of dragons, was created in Nanjing. Fifthly, Chinese first book for children, Enlightenment, 1,000-character classic, also was written in Nanjing. Sixthly, it should be mentioned that poet fairy Li Bai also traveled in Nanjing, and he left more than 100 poems, such as Phoenix platform in Nanjing. And I want to share with you this poem. I know it's in Chinese, it's really hard for you, so I'm trying my best to translate it in English. That means this famous poet traveled by Nanjing, and he writes his feelings by poem. So at that time, because of war, Nanjing is considered as not that famous and not that developed. Because of war, the city was destroyed, and this famous Chinese poet looked at this kind of destroyed scenes, and he wrote this kind of sad poems. Even he saw the sunset, he felt the sadness. He felt so sad. So this poem is so famous in China. In the school, all of us should read about it, and we should remember this poem. Next part is Nanjing is the birthplace of Yongle Encyclopedia, and that is the largest paper-based encyclopedia in the world. And next one is Nanjing is the growth place of Cao Xueqing. He is the author of A Dream in Red Mansions. That is one of the 4 most well-known Chinese classics. I don't know, have you ever read about this book? But this book is so great. I hope that you can read it in your mother language or English. In China, all of us know about these classics. And if you have some Chinese friends, if you want to talk about these works, they will be so surprised. And next part is in the modern history, the famous Chinese writer Lu Xun and Ba Jing have lived in Nanjing, and they have written so many literary works about this city and in this city. And tenthly, we know outstanding American writer Pearl Bugs. She wrote her book named The Good Earth. And thanks to this book, Pearl Buck became the first American woman to win the Nobel Prize of Literature. And she wrote his books in Nanjing. And next part is in Nanjing, we have so many bookstores and libraries. I really want to mention that the librarian event guide is the library of the, is considered as the most beautiful library in the world. In these libraries, they have millions of books, and also has a modern decoration. So in the China, this books library is the most famous. And I also want to say that Nanjing has, because of this kind of status of UNESCO City of Literature, Nanjing has greatly improved international influence. So more and more people, they know about this city. And because of this status, there are a great number of foreign students who want to come to China. They want to learn in the city of Nanjing. And as a creative city of literature, Nanjing aims at contributing to nurturing the diversity of the creative cities network, and to build long-term partnerships with between world cities through literary diversity. And Nanjing's partnership with other cities become more valid. To sum up, status of city of literature has greatly promoted Nanjing to create a more literature boom. Nowadays, in Nanjing, they have so many writers, and their books has great influence on Chinese literature. And Nanjing as a Chinese city has greatly spread the Chinese culture to the world. To be honest, I was not born in the city of Nanjing, but I have practiced in the city for 3 months. So I know this is a lot. I love this city is so great. So welcome to Nanjing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear Daolan. Thank you so much. Now we know more about Chinese city of Nanjing. Daolan, Anastasia is asking to you in our Zoom chat. Are you ready to answer?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Do Chinese writers have a desire to participate in creative projects organized by the BRICS countries? Can you recommend a youth association in China for interaction?
Yeah, I think, how to say, in the last years, we have so many Chinese writers, that young writers, young authors. In Nanjing, they have this kind of writer association, like Nanjing Tendency Association. And among the youth, among the students of university, or among the youth people, we also have this kind of cooperation. So by the way, they can speak in English also very well. So if you want, I also can recommend you to communicate with them.
Thank you for your answers, dear Daolan. Thank you. I would like to remind you that the BRICS Alliance today is a powerful group of 5 countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, covering 25% of the land and more than 40% of the world's population. Cultural and humanitarian cooperation is a part of BRICS live. Dear participants, we are more than 50 participants in our Zoom. Please turn your video on, turn your cameras on, and let's take a common picture. Smile, please. Show some positive emotion. Show us your finger and make a screenshot of our group photo. Please do it. Turn your cameras on and make a group photo. And we will use our common picture in the future booklet. We are from Brazil, Russia, South Africa, China, and India now in our Zoom meeting. And I think it's a very good experience. Let me continue, dear participants. Okay. You asked more time, please do it. Please smile. It's an international kind of friendship, emotion. 5 countries, more than 50 participants in our Zoom meeting. Today is our second Zoom meeting, and there will be 6 Zoom meetings of our program of art cooperation. So if you are ready, we will continue. And now I'm giving the floor to Kumar Mukesh, mentor at the Bhagwati Institute of Professional Studies, who will tell us about Varanasi, the city of literature, India. Kumar, can you hear us?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And today, under the UNESCO Creative Cooperation Program, Art Together, I'm going to represent my city, Varanasi. I'm very happy to share some information and how we will become the UNESCO City of Music. So let's start. Before starting telling about more about music, I would like to introduce you all something about Varanasi city. Varanasi is the very old city in the world, and its old name is Kashi and Banaras. Generally, all Indians use Banaras as the name of this city, and Varanasi is new name. The holy city of Varanasi is situated in Uttar Pradesh on the bank of river Ganga. As you can see, it's also like our heart. So we also call this city as it is the heart of India, with a place of great historical and cultural importance. It is keeping a pace with modern advanced knowledge, because as it is the very old city, so there are lots of cultural and so many importance. This city have preserved so many importance, and this city is also known as the modern advanced knowledge city, and famous for silk fabric, perfume, artistic brass, copper wares, and a varieties of handicrafts. So as you can see in the first picture, there is a Banarsi sari. Banarsi sari is very famous over the world, and the second picture is about Nataraj, who is the symbolic representation of Lord Shiva, and he is the so the music is started from that time, because the Banaras city is also city of Lord Shiva. So as we know that music is supposed to be soul of life, Varanasi has its own rich history and treasure of music. Under the UNESCO Creative City Network, the city of Varanasi was chosen as the city of music in July 2015. It was a very tough situation when we going to decide which sector is very good for very popular in Varanasi, because Varanasi has so many things which is very popular. But if we see like from long time ago, there is a music is connected with from very old age. So we decided to send the proposal as a city of music to UNESCO, and we got a recognition from UNESCO in July 2015. And from the Bhakti moment, it's like in the 5th to 15th centuries, they contributed a lots of music in Varanasi. This is the first picture about Sant Chaitanya and Sri Vallabhacharya play very important and development and popularity music in music. So they like started music from a very long time ago. So if we talk if we're talking about now these days and modern music, so till the independence, today is also Independence Day of India, and till the Independence Day there are 49 49 Bharat Ratna. It's the highest civilian award of India, given to the various peoples, those who are like given a lots of contribution in various fields. So two peoples, those who are from Varanasi, is the Pandit Ravi Shankar Prasad ji and Ustad Bismillah Khan. They also received Bharat Ratna award, and they are belonging from Varanasi. The city has over 2050 institutes, and everywhere like it's increasing, and 10 auditoriums and 55 venue of art performance, and present time nearly 12,000 students learning music in this city. These students are like participate from various parts of India, and also so many every month many of the students come from various parts of world to Varanasi to learn music. Next slide please. Next. Yes. So there is so many types of singing and dance forms of created in Varanasi. So Varanasi developed a great center of Dhrupad style of singing. Dhrupad is the style of singing, and it's performed in a group. As you can see in the first picture, there is only event which is festival which organized for Dhrupad and Thumri. Thumri is also a type of singing, and so a galaxy of great musicians made Banaras a great center of music. Varanasi saw a development of Banasi, Thumri, Dadra, Chaiti, Hori. These are all the forms of old forms of singing and dancing. From that, apart from these forms, new forms are also created in Banaras, like Kirtan, Kawali, Bhajan, and Ramayan. Ramayan, which is a very famous over the world and also translated in various languages. So it's also developed in Varanasi. The sitar, sahanai, and tabla. These are the things. Very famous instrument and which used to perform classical music, very famous in Varanasi city, and it's very important to perform the classical music. Next slide please. So after all, like how after getting the UNESCO recognitions in 2015, and we are like getting too much support from our Indian government to increase our values over the world. So Varanasi Development Authority, when we got recognition from UNESCO, instantly get lots of funds from government of India to install and promote to install music systems over the river Ganga, and sound systems. So, and also create stages to give the chance every participants, those who are interested, to perform singing and dancing. As you can see that in this picture, that this is a Ganga Aarti, and when you are here, then you can lost yourself in music, because it's attract you, and it's a very important evening in Varanasi every day. And as you can see, that these are the performing the music near the Ganga Ghats, and every year like visitors from, for that I already told you that so many foreigners from other countries visited India to not only to learn Varanasi culture, but also learn music. So as you can see in these two pictures, that as we also know that in every street of Varanasi there is the institute of learning. They teach music, and and our old cultures. So in 2020, because we don't have like recent data due to the COVID pandemic. So we have like 3 month data in the 2020s. Nearly 0.2 million tourists from various countries have visited Varanasi to learn and see the music culture of our cities. Next, please. And also after the getting our recognition from UNESCO, we continuously various local NGOs, private companies, and government organizations started to organize musical events. Last month, Small Industrial Development Bank of India and SPEC MACE. SPEC MACE is a very famous in India. It is an NGO and always promote all the culture of musical event over the world. So it's not only limited only in India, but it's present every corner of the world. So they sign a memorandum to promote the Banaras Gharana of music. Banaras Gharana is the group of people, those who are like engaged themselves from to performing music from long times, and they like present currently every over the world. Varanasi has also has been like this from this month also declared as the first cultural and tourism capital of Shanghai Cooperation Organizations for 2020 and 2033, and it's I think it's going to be like a very important play a very important role, because after getting this title, we will have like so many tourists going to visit Varanasi, and we have like going to a stage where we can show our culture very with very good and full efforts to promote our city as a music Varanasi. India government also puts a lot of effort to promote music over of Varanasi by awarding highest civilian award. There is a 4 types of highest civilian award in India to the people who makes a contribution in music and singing. Recently in 2021, Ajita Srivastava, who is the like keep Kajri singing style since alive since 1977. She awarded by Padam Shri Award by Government of India. As you can see that here our ex-Prime Minister President Srinath Ramnath Kovind ji, and giving the award to Ajita Srivastava. Next slide, please. Next. So after when we got not before like getting recognition from UNESCO as a city of music, we have like lots of people, lots of group who are engaged in performing so many festival. But after when we get recognition from UNESCO, then we also add so many festivals to create awareness and about our city, and started to conduct so many music festival in Varanasi, like Drupad Mela. Drupad Mela is one of the oldest types of Indian classical music, which are celebrated every year more than 3 evenings on the Mahashivratri at Tulsi Ghat. Tulsi Ghat also, there are so many ghats near the bank of river, and they divided by too many names, and Tulsi Ghat one of them, and Drupad Mela is organized at the Tulsi Ghat on the occasion of Mahashivratri. Ganga Mahotsav, Varanasi is located in Uttar Pradesh. It is a state in India. So this Ganga Mahotsav is started recently by Yogi government, and Ganga Mahotsav is held nearly when Diwali is going to celebrate. Is this Mahotsav this festival is celebrated more than 5 days in Varanasi. Sankat Mochan music concert. This festival has organized for 5 days and every evening at the Sankarmurti temple, in the various number of experts and music performers are participate in this event. Apart from these things, Banaras Hindu University also arrange so each Thursday from August to February, to giving the stage to their students and local performers to play and perform their talent and singing and in field of singing and dance. So these are things which we got in additional after the getting recognition from UNESCO. And I think it's a very good opportunity for us that if like Brazil, India, China, and Russia, Kazan. I also know something about Kazan music, which is very famous. So there is a good opportunity for us to collaborate with each other, because we have a very rich culture, and so many things are common between us in music field. So I consider this is a very good opportunity, and under this program, if we will start any program to improve our music and create our awareness between, so it's going to be big plus for us for BRICS country. Thank you all. Thanks. So yeah, if you have any questions, so you can contact me on my email address and WhatsApp. And here is the this is a railway station, which is a very beautiful. When we will like visit Varanasi, then you can see that beautifully Varanasi railway station, and this is our international airport in Varanasi. Thank you everyone. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Kumar. It was a wonderful presentation of Varanasi, city of music, India. Music, not literature. Dear colleagues, dear participants, sorry, my colleagues told me that we didn't have enough time to take a group photo, a common picture. No problem, let's do it again. Please turn your cameras on and make a photo of our group of 5 countries, participants from 5 countries, BRICS countries. Let's do it. I'll give you the half a minute. Smile and be absolutely happy. And let me continue our meeting. The BRICS countries are represented in the UNESCO Creative Cities Network by more than 40 cities. You will have the opportunity to get acquainted with most of these cities within the framework of our Creative Cooperation Program. UNESCO Creative Cities of BRICS countries are together. And now let me introduce the next speaker, Lebone Ganiago, founder and chairperson of Expat South Africa, Cape Town, City of Design. Lebone, please, the floor is all yours.
Good afternoon to the organizers of today's event and to my fellow speakers. My name is Lebone Ganiago. I am the founder and chairperson of Expat South Africa, and today I'll be speaking about Cape Town as the UNESCO City of Design. Next slide, please. The current facts about Cape Town are that Cape Town is one of the oldest port cities in Africa and home to 4.5 million citizens. And since the start of its democracy in 1994, Cape Town has used creativity and design as tools in the ongoing process of rebuilding, reconnecting, and repositioning the city to transform the lives and to build a better and more resilient city for all. Next slide, please. Cape Town further has a large creative and design community, which is supported by a number of annual creative and design-related events, such as Design in Daba, the Cape Town Carnival, Open Design Africa, Open Streets Cape Town, the South African Innovation Summit, and many more. Next slide, please. Now, how did Cape Town become the UNESCO City of Design? Due to Cape Town's growing reputation as an ideas and creative city and one of the creative capitals of Africa, this has allowed Cape Town to become the first city in Africa to be named a UNESCO City of Design in 2017, joining a total of 180 cities in UNESCO's Global Creative Cities Network. Cape Town thus functions as a point of intersection for its creative industries and as a vehicle for integration and connectedness with other sectors. Next slide, please. What the city aims to achieve as a UNESCO City of Design. As a member of the UNESCO Creative Cities Network, Cape Town continues and aims to recognize that creativity and culture are critical components in shaping Cape Town as a thriving and resilient city, and help create valuable partnerships, coordinate focus, and grow Cape Town's local design sector, share and create knowledge, grow new markets, and have an impact on Cape Town's ability to achieve inclusion, urban sustainable development. Cape Town is committed to democratizing design, strengthening the local and international design ecosystem, embedding design-led innovation into the city administration, and using design as a problem-solving tool for urban challenges to improve the lives of its inhabitants. The added value as a creative city of design, Cape Town envisages working closely with cities in the network to share ideas, challenges, and success related to the use of design in building sustainable and resilient cities, notably to support the development of a design-led innovation strategy for Cape Town, using local events as a powerful engine to share experiences, knowledge, and best practice with diverse local and international audiences and design practitioners, enhancing the position of Cape Town as an idea and innovation capital for Africa, establishing the Cape Town Global Academy, resulting from a public-private partnership with the City of Atlanta and focusing on urban future and creative cities, building a more inclusive, integrated, and vibrant city through the transit design program, focusing on transport and mobility initiatives and implementing the integrated community program aimed at using culture, creativity, design, and design thinking principles to improve the lives of the people in Cape Town. Next slide, please. As part of the design community and one of the well-recognized design events of Cape Town, Design Indaba believes that not only does the city celebrate the best in design, but also the potential for us to reimagine aspects of the design world, such as spatial planning. Cape Town has many challenges, but with that comes opportunities to bridge the divide while using creativity as a tool to create a better world. Next slide, please. The South African Innovation Summit is also a part of the design community and a well-recognized design event. It is committed to showcasing the talent of many in Cape Town, and to do so, it hosts annual creative and innovation events. And this year, for all those who are interested in learning how the creative world of Cape Town operates, the South African Innovation Summit will be taking place in Cape Town, both virtually and physically, on the 27th of September to the 29th of September, 2022. And you can find all this information on the South African Innovation Summit on the South African Innovation Summit 2022 website. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, dear Lebone. Dear participants, please don't forget to ask your questions to the speakers. As I see correctly, we don't have any question to Lebone, just one of participants ask your contact information, dear Lebone. Thank you so much again. Well, BRICS. BRICS is not just an abbreviation for our city of Oleanosk. Lots of events are annually held in the region by the Russia BRICS Youth Project Office, which is based here. And I'm happy to give the floor to Kira Ivanova, coordinator of the Russia BRICS Project Office for the International Youth Cooperation. Today, she represents Ulyanovsk, the city of literature, Russia. Kira, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, dear friends. Cooperation of the Oleanosk region with UNESCO has a long story. The International Cultural Forum in Oleanosk has been held annually under the auspices of UNESCO for many years. Representatives of Oleanosk take part in international conferences organized by UNESCO. UNESCO experts from different countries often become participants in Oleanosk projects. In 2015, Ulyanovsk received the status of the most reading region of Russia and became the first Russian city to join the UNESCO Creative Cities Network. The choice of the literature direction is due to the fact that our city has a truly great literary heritage. We live on the land where such famous Russian literary figures as Nikolai Karamzin, Vladimir Lenin, Ivan Goncharov, Denis Davydov, Nikolai Yazykov, Dmitry Minaev, and many others were born. We have already told a lot about the city of Ulyanovsk and its main literary events at the first meeting of this program. So in order not to repeat the same information, I would like to tell you about the most, in my opinion, bright recent literary projects of the program Ulyanovsk UNESCO City of Literature, which influenced the promotion of a positive image of the city in the international arena. First, I can highlight the international literary residencies in Ulyanovsk. The activities of these events are aimed at developing international cooperation in the field of literature and culture in general. In 2019, as part of the residency, our city was visited by the editor-in-chief of the LUD Literatura magazine, Andrei Hochevar from Slovenia, who worked on a cycle of poems and prepared material about local poets and writers, and also the writer and poet David Howard from New Zealand. He worked on texts related to Ulyanovsk, which was set to music by the local composer Sofia Filyanina, and David was also involved in several literary meetings and actions of the city. In 2020, the International Children's Literary Residence was held. We received 100 applications from authors aged 11-16 from 24 regions of Russia and 3 countries. As a result, 10 young authors and librarians curators became participants of the educational intensive course, the speakers of which were famous writers, editors, bloggers, and film directors. At the end of the course, each of the young authors presented a unique creative product to the experts. In 2021, a writer from Israel, Tasha Karluka, took part in the residency, and she held a creative meeting with residents of Ulyanovsk. Like some other cities of the network, Ulyanovsk participates in the UNESCO Creative Cities Response to COVID-19 project. And as another bright event, I would like to highlight the international online exhibition, The City as a Workplace of Writers, which brought together 100 images from authors and artists from different cities of the world in 2020. The idea of this exhibition was to collect photos and short texts telling about the places in the city where the authors prefer to write. The project helped to better understand the writer's relationship with the city and allowed authors from different countries to learn more about each other's work. Links to the writers' websites were placed next to the photos so that readers could familiarize themselves with their texts. Initially, applications were accepted only from the UNESCO Cities of Literature, but authors from other creative cities also showed interest in the project, so the organizers expanded the exhibition. The online exhibition includes photos from cities in Europe, Australia, Russia, New Zealand, USA, Israel, Great Britain, South Korea, China, India, and South Africa. Although the event was held online, it turned out to be very warm and unifying. International Literary Skating Rink. In January 2021, poets from Oleanosk and 13 UNESCO literary cities performed their poems in their native languages online, right at an ice skating rink opened on the main square of the city. Among the participants, there were the authors of world bestsellers. Thus, the event made it possible to combine literature and urban space in order to develop the creative potential of the city. It is gratifying that the project was marked by the personal gratitude of Ernesto Renato Ottone Ramirez, UNESCO Deputy Director General for Culture. I would also mention the UNESCO Creative Cities Festival Crossroads, which will be held in Oleanosk from 10th to 11th September this year under the auspices of the Commission of the Russian Federation for UNESCO. This event will introduce residents and guests of the city to the creative potential of Russian cities members of the International UNESCO Creative Cities Network. There are 4 such cities in Russia: Ulyanovsk, literature; Kargopol, cities and crafts art, crafts and folk art; Kazan, music; and St. Petersburg, gastronomy. On September 10, the events of the business program of the festival will be held for the city's official delegations. And on September 11, the cultural program of the festival will be held for residents and guests of the city with the participation of creative delegations of the creative cities. It will include a craft fair with the participation of masters of folk arts and crafts of Ulyanovsk and Kargopol, culinary master classes from St. Petersburg, chefs in Ulyanovsk restaurants, concerts of musical groups of Kazan and Ulyanovsk, and a literary book fair and literary meetings with writers of Ulyanovsk and St. Petersburg. Receiving the title of UNESCO Creative City undoubtedly increased the status and recognition of Ulyanovsk in the world community. The number of international events and partners has increased, which probably also served as a prerequisite for the creation of the Russia BRICS Project Office for International Youth Cooperation in Ulyanovsk in 2020. The largest events of the project office in 2023 will be the Youth Residency BRICS for Social Justice, which we plan to hold in South Africa on Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned. Second International Volunteer Online Conference BRICS to You, International Youth Forum on Public Diplomacy Inter-YES 3.0, International Art Residency of Creative Industries, International BRICS Youth Camp BRICS Media, and BRICS IT Conference and Hackathon. At the end of my speech, I would like to say that Ulyanovsk is always happy to cooperate. You can see our contacts on the screen. We invite everyone to take part in our events, and let's stay in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Kira. Would you like to ask question to Kira? No? Dear participants, if you have any ideas for collaboration, please write about it in our chat as well. I would like to mention that in Russia, there are several grant-giving organizations which support projects related to international cooperation, and they really help to put creative ideas into practice. And I know that we had a question in the beginning of our meeting, question to Marina Ribeiro Barbosa Gaudencio. Marina, can you hear us?
Yes.
Oh, nice to meet you again. Marina, the question to you from Kira, by the way. Do you invite artisans in your city for creative internships or residencies?
Yes. We are exchanging now a lot of artists with Bogota for internships and having a lot of relationship with Portugal. And now we are trying to to be close to the BRICS countries. So it's very nice if we could exchange to the artists and bring them something from Brazil.
I see. Thank you so much, dear Marina. So we don't have any questions to our speakers. I see just the words of thanks in our Zoom chat. I'm happy to read it. Dear participants, dear friends, dear experts, I would like to thank all the speakers and participants of the second online meeting within the Creative Cooperation Program UNESCO Creative Cities of the BRICS Countries Art Together. Our meeting was called How the UNESCO Status Helps to Promote the Image of the Territory. The topic of our next meeting is how do you get inspiration for creativity? Very interesting topic in my opinion. The meeting will take place in a month on September 15th at the same time. We will listen to new speakers from new UNESCO creative cities and learn a lot of interesting information. And now I wish everyone all the best and see you next month.